Stop. Right now, more than half of America, 54%, believes that government corruption is one of their biggest problems. This isn't just about Republicans or Democrats. This is about a deep, structural rot in the very institutions meant to protect us. The trust is gone. And if the trust is gone, what's left of the American system? America has always told itself a story. That the government works for the people. That institutions are built to serve, protect, and empower. That even when things get tough, the system ultimately rights itself. But something has shifted. Something deep. Something many Americans feel but can't quite articulate. This is the story of a country wrestling with its own reflection and not liking what it sees. The breaking point. It began quietly. A father in Michigan pays taxes every year, watching potholes widen and schools shrink. A nurse in Arizona works double shifts while hospital budgets somehow evaporate into administrative costs. A young voter in Georgia sees politicians deliver lofty promises during elections, then disappear afterward like ghosts. Eventually, they stop asking why. They start assuming they already know the answer. Because it's corrupt. The breaking point wasn't a single scandal or a single presidency. It was the accumulation of thousands of little betrayals, budget mismanagement, insider deals, political theater, lobbyist influence, broken promises, and the quiet feeling that the average American has become an afterthought. Trust didn't explode. It eroded. A government of shadows. There's a phrase historians use, soft corruption. Not the dramatic movie version, suitcases full of cash or smoke-filled back rooms. No, soft corruption is quieter, more legal, more normal. It looks like this. A senator votes for a bill that benefits a company that later donates to their campaign. A government contract somehow goes to a firm owned by a politician's friend. A public fund mysteriously runs out, but no one is ever held accountable. Policies are shaped not by citizen needs, but by the whisper of someone with the right connections. These things rarely make headlines. But they create a national mood, an atmosphere of suspicion that lingers everywhere. When Americans say the government is corrupt, they're not imagining a conspiracy. They're describing a system where loyalty to donors comes before loyalty to voters. And people feel it. The trust collapse. Trust is not an emotion. It's a currency. And America has been spending it recklessly. Every scandal, big or small, withdraws from a national account. Every unfulfilled promise chips away at the remaining balance. Every time an official lies, evades, or deflects, another piece of the system collapses. Eventually, Americans stopped giving the benefit of the doubt. When the government releases a report, half the country assumes it's manipulated. When a politician speaks, people assume they're saying whatever polls best. When a policy is announced, citizens ask not will it help, but who's benefiting. This is a trust collapse. And once it starts, it spreads, because distrust is contagious. The human side of corruption. Forget the headlines, forget Congress, forget billion-dollar budgets. Corruption, as Americans describe it, shows up in everyday life. A veteran spends 4 months waiting for a benefits decision while reading about wasted government spending in the news. A single mother is denied assistance because of a paperwork error, while corporations misuse funds with no consequences. A small business owner pays taxes faithfully, only to watch giant companies receive special loopholes. Corruption isn't always criminal, but it is always harmful. It steals something no government can afford to lose: legitimacy. When both sides stop believing. Here's the strange part. Americans disagree on almost everything. Except this. Democrats believe the government favors corporations and wealthy elites. Republicans believe the government favors bureaucrats and political insiders. Independents believe the whole system is broken. Different beliefs, same conclusion. The government is not working for me. This isn't a partisan crisis. It's an American one. The consequences no one wants to talk about. When trust collapses, people stop voting. People stop engaging. People stop believing change is possible. People stop seeing the government as theirs. Some start looking for strongmen. Some start looking for outsiders. Some stop looking altogether. A democracy without trust is like a house with no foundation. It might stand for a while, but every storm shakes it harder. And right now, America is in a storm. Hope in the rubble. But here's the twist. A trust crisis doesn't only reveal what's broken. It reveals what must be rebuilt. Every generation in America's history has faced a national crisis that forced reinvention. Civil rights, industrial collapse, world wars, economic disasters. This moment is no different. The distrust is real. The anger is real. The disappointment is real. But so is the opportunity. Because when people lose trust, they start demanding something better. And sometimes that's how real change begins. The American experiment isn't dead, but it is deeply troubled. Rebuilding trust won't happen overnight, but it starts with acknowledging the crisis. If we don't demand integrity, transparency, and accountability from our leaders, then we are silently consenting to our own corrosion. What institution do you trust the least, and why? Let us know in the comments below. Stop. Right now, more than half of America, 54%, believes that government corruption